This is the route that we have planned for our road trip from Newtown in Kolkata to Nerul in Navi Mumbai. We will be covering the distance in 8 days with ample opportunity for sightseeing and also meeting up with old friends. All the accommodation en route have been pre-booked and we have to be particular that it has all got to be pet friendly and also with accommodation arrangement for the driver. Capturing the pretty sunrise on the day of our departure. Ours is a small car, a Maruti Ignis. My wife Shupriya and our pet beagle Sia are seated at the back. I'm seated next to the driver, Saiful Islam, in the front. Our first destination is Digha, which is 200 kilometers from Newtown. It feels rather strange to admit that I've never been to Digha before. Shupriya has been there, of course. We are crossing the Hooghly River, uh, and soon we will be taking National Highway 16 till Kolaghat. We stopped at this pretty place south of Kolaghat, and Sia also got to do her chores over there. We are approaching Digha. This is the gateway of Digha, the famed chariot sculpture and archway. Digha greets the traveler with the steady rhythm of the sea. On the day of our visit, the promenade wore an unhurried look. Sia was not amused. Shupriya had mentioned to me that Digha is a good place to purchase cashew nut. The stretch that one sees heading towards New Digha was apparently all cashew plantations earlier.
এরকমই আমরা রাস্তা দিয়ে আসছিলাম এখানে কাজুর গাছ ছিল সব নিউ দীঘা জগন্নাথ ধাম
The newly built Jagannath Dham is inspired by the temple at Puri. It adds a contemplative note to the seaside town. On the day of our visit, the temple complex felt serene rather than grand, offering a moment of stillness before we resumed our road journey. We are now heading to Balasore, where we have booked our first overnight stay. It's just 2 hours from Digha. The Sacred Knot draws its name from its popularity as a wedding venue. We enjoyed our night halt in Balasore and set out for the Chilika Lake the following morning. We are crossing the Mahanadi, but it is difficult to get a glimpse of the river. We have reached the Joydev Vihar flyover in Bhubaneswar for a planned rendezvous with former colleague Dr. J.S. Pothal. He was there waiting for us at the flyover with Nariyal Pani and with Chana Bora to carry back. We have reached the OTDC Panthanivas at Barakul. It is well known for the delicacies that it offers and also for the lovely view of the Chilika Lake, the largest brackish water lake in Asia. After a long wait, we finally managed to get a table in the restaurant. We have opted for prawn masala and crab masala with steamed rice. We are on our way to Behrampur. Another view of Chilika from the highway and pretty hills across the street, unfortunately marred by billowing smoke. We have reached the residence of my former colleague Dr. S.N. Rao at Behrampur. He was waiting for us on the highway and guided us to his home. In fact, this is one of the main reasons why we opted to travel on this route this time. You guessed it, it's a wedding procession en route to our homestay in Gopalpur. Grateful to the owner of the homestay for constantly checking on us. Our homestay was a small apartment in the C block of Palm Regal. Car could also be parked right next to the elevator. Sia and I had a pleasant walk to the beach early in the morning. The arched ruins are from the time when Gopalpur functioned as a small British era port in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The lighthouse is still active and marks this stretch of the Bay of Bengal for navigation. The main activities at present are fishing and tourism. The beach begins its day quietly with fishermen bringing their boats ashore as soft morning light spreads over the Bay of Bengal. The white sand, gentle waves, and slow pace give the beach a calm, lived in charm rather than a tourist bustle. Dr. and Mrs. Rao joined us for breakfast at the Palm Regal, and it was also nice getting to know this family from Jharkhand while we were having breakfast. My exuberance was dampened when Dr. Rao mentioned to me that this beautiful patch of green adjoining a hotel was once upon a time our field station where some very pioneering work was carried out on things like irrigation with salty water and growing plantation on sand dunes. None of it is there today.
This is Braxwater Lake. It directly connects to Chilka, Balgaon, and the last.
We would have missed Haripur Bandar but for Dr. Rao. It is here that the Chilka Lake connects to the Bay of Bengal through a narrow opening in the sand. Seawater flows into the lake when the tide rises, and lake water flows out when the tide falls. That's how the salinity balance is maintained and biodiversity thrives. This opening at Haripur Bandar keeps changing its shape and position with seasons, making the area lively and constantly changing. Sia was happy to stay put in the car. We returned to the beach for a closer look at the old port remnants and the lighthouse. These speak softly of its past, while the Bay of Bengal sets the rhythm of daily life. Even so, even at 11 in the morning, the beach wore a deserted look. After the visit to the beach, we drove around Gopalpur to see the naturally growing Kyoda plants. The male plant yields a highly fragrant flower which is valued for perfumes and culinary essences. The beach sand in Ganjam district contains monazite, which is a source of rare earth elements and thorium, all these being critically important materials. The Indian rare earth limited plant, seen at a distance, carries out some of the primary beneficiation processes. This was of special interest to me since we have been exploring the extraction of uranium and rare earth elements from phosphate fertilizers. The time has now come to bid farewell to Dr. and Mrs. Rao and to Gopalpur. Thank you, Dr. Rao and Mrs. Rao, for the rewarding experience and your graciousness. It is just past noon now, and we have to travel roughly around 460 kilometers to reach our next destination, which is Rajahmundry, a city on the eastern banks of the sacred Godavari River. The expected time is approximately 8 hours, and if you consider the breaks, we are talking about a 9-hour journey. So we hope to be there sometime past 9 p.m. We are now in Andhra Pradesh. The border is barely 40 kilometers from Gopalpur.
చంద్రుల్లో ఉండే కుందేలు కిందికొచ్చిందా కిందికొచ్చి నీలా మారిందా చుక్కల్లో ఉండే చీకేలు నిన్ను మెచ్చిందా నిన్ను మెచ్చి నీలో చేరిందా నువ్వలా సాగే తోవంతా నావలా తూగే నీ వెంట నువ్వెళ్ళే దారే మారిందా నీవల్లే తీరే మారి ఏరై పారిందేమో నేలంతా చంద్రుల్లో ఉండే కుందేలు కిందికొచ్చిందా కిందికొచ్చి నీలా మారిందా కుంచెలో దాగే చిత్రాలు ఎదురొచ్చేలా అంతగా ఎన్నో వర్ణాలు మంచులో దాగే చైత్రాలు వధువిచ్చేలా ఇంతలా ఏవో రాగాలు
In 400 meters, turn right onto Central Jail Road, Rajahmundry Lalacheruvu Road.
We have reached Rajahmundry, where our dear friend Dr. C.S. Narasimhan was brought up. This is our spacious homestay on Tipsy Topsy Street in Danavaipet. The owner, Mr. Srikant, was in constant touch with me to make sure that we have no difficulty of any kind. Thank you for watching. The next part will cover sightseeing in Rajahmundry and our trips to Antarvedi and Yanam.